Joining me now on Acco Drive is Luc Donckerwolke. It's wonderful to see you.
Pleasure to see you.
Always is. It's an opportunity to catch up with you. It's always a good one. I'm going to jump straight into it. We are at a very interesting time right now where we've just come out of the ERR. We've had a very exciting concept. The Ioniq family looks like it's growing again from Hyundai. We have this here with us from Genesis. Also exciting to see Genesis now going into new markets and expanding its footprint, including India. We're finally hearing about that. And even with Kia, I mean, the reigning World Car of the Year is a Kia.
Absolutely.
So it can't get, it can get bigger than this, but what I mean is it's a really special time for the group.
Yes.
How is it inside? What's the view of all of this action?
Well, first of all, all three brands are very young. We are much younger than others. And now, we had a discussion with the chairman and say, how many years we are? I say, well, it doesn't matter because we're doing 50 years innovation. We do 100 years of innovation in 50 years.
Yeah.
So we have to catch up and we have to move forward. So actually, it's very dynamic. And inside there's this kind of like relentless approach where we move and we move and we move, and sometimes it's a bit scary because what we have done yesterday doesn't count anymore. We just like next one and next one, but it's you cannot believe how refreshing it is to be in a place where all ways are open. You just have to basically come with an idea. And people run. Sometimes you have to be careful not to think out loud because people are just already executing and we say, oh, hold on. No, I mean, jokes apart. It's great that you can have ideas and have them executed and that you can contribute to car companies. This is what the designer dream is made of. And this is what I enjoy through my 21 design studios and 1,200 people. I'm designing more now than 15 years ago, and it's exciting. I always say, I design for free. I only get paid for the meetings, and this is it shows the amount of respect you have for design in our company.
Before I get to what I want to ask you next, you mentioned something really interesting about how you have less time to be able to do more things, or you have to do them. And yet we see that, in the time that you have been with the group, there has been this appreciation or there has been this respect once again for the heritage of the group, something that we didn't see happen. I mean, something like this, for example, we'll quickly walk across to it.
Yes.
We would not have seen this happen maybe in the past.
No.
Where is this coming from, this pride of, the Korean auto heritage that these brands carry?
Well, when I arrived in the company and I was told to introduce myself, and I say, well, I like to work on vintage cars and everything. People say, why you can afford new ones? Why do you buy old ones? and basically I said, because this is where you get to be earthed, and it's a platform it's a starting block for the next milestones. And this nobody asked us to do it. And actually, everybody was looking and said, "What are those guys smoking?" And but this was actually together with the Pony EV, the cars that helped us in peace to find out some elements like the pixels, which became the DNA of the Ioniq 5. And only when you do those things, you start playing around, and nobody is asking you. Everybody's kind of like contributing. We do need to understand where we come from to go further, and we have to see that as a positive. We don't have the ballast of 100 years of heritage, but we still need to understand where we come from, where our origins are, and that is deeply set in the culture. The culture in Korea is about serving people. It's about about the hospitality, about treating every single guest as a honored guest. Mm-hmm. And this is what we're trying to incorporate into our products, because it's about how those cars become the ambassadors, and the Hyundai Motor Group becomes the ambassador of Korea in the world.
Yeah. No, that's a nice, interesting thought actually. And you're right, we do see it now. The interpretation of that in the products is what's nice to also see. We also talked about how this is a very interesting time. It's also a challenging time. lots of changes worldwide. Some of those are down to politics with tariffs
Yeah.
and things like that. Some of it is also to do with, certain, let's say, players who are becoming very strong. There's also EVs, there's PHEVs coming back, and now people saying they want to see ICE cars coming back again in a big way.
Yeah.
How do you then how do you hedge for that? Because on the one hand, you got to keep today's customer happy, but of course you have to also keep tomorrow's customer happy.
Well, if you have a very narrow perspective, automatically you become one-sided and you have one universal solution. If we are like the Hyundai Motor Group, we actually have different brands. The Hyundai brand in India is a different one than the Hyundai brand in America, and then in Europe and in Korea. So just this understanding of the respect of the Hyundai group for the needs of each and single continent and country and culture shows that we have to have a differentiated approach for the solution needed in different places. Some companies believe that they can impose their brand identity with violence to the customer, and the customer will have to buy this unique dish on the menu. That doesn't work.
The take
very
it or
long.
leave it approach.
You have to respect the customer. And so the fact that we are creating products tailored for the Indian market, for the American market, for the Chinese market, for the American market, help us to understand that there is not one single universal powertrain solution for everyone. Also because there is a misunderstanding. We talk about range anxiety for EVs. Sorry, but that does not exist. What exists is a problem of infrastructure that creates this anxiety. It's not the range, because the EV cars end up having a very respectable range, but it's the problem that you don't know if you will need 45 minutes or 12 hours to get your car recharged, and that is the problem. So again, it shows that we are doing a huge amount of progress in every field, but we need to make sure that the situation is adapted to the market and the market decides, and not the brand.
Yeah, that's fair. You mentioned you have lots of design studios that you're heading there across the world now. Yeah. In India as well, you do have a lot of design work, and I'm told now you're going to increase that with Kia also looking to increase the stuff coming out of India.
And Hyundai.
I know that it's not always only for the market, but of course that helps. The fact that we now might get Genesis in the market, we will get. How exciting is that for you?
I mean, it's great, because I want to see how, it's always interesting for a designer to see how a market reacts to a product. You learn more by seeing the customer than by being yourself in a strong golden aquarium where you think you are the best one and you know better. No, you have to see, and this allows you to know the next generation. We are designing the next generation of. It's only 6 years, in 2020, actually 5 years, that we launched the first car, the GV80, with a new design philosophy. Yeah. We are in 2025 now, and now we are basically designing the next generation. We are such a young brand, one generation of cars, but that allows us to be more competitive, I believe, and to not take ourselves seriously, to approach the next steps. The thing about the designers is everyone contributes to everything. When we do a car like this, it's not, or a car like that, it's not about a designer doing only show cars. He designs a product.
Talk about this car as well.
He designs the product.
You drove it in earlier.
Yeah. The designer that works on this, he designs the production car as well. So we don't have the show business on a great show car, which is completely desolidarized from the production car. It's all a matter of having a great respect for each individual and having them motivated on the work. And for instance, and this is something I would love to have young designers now coming, for instance, to Korea, starting their career in Korea with us. Normally we tend to have senior designers coming to Korea. I would love to have and to use the studios that we have in India to basically also contribute more as they do now, but also to identify the right talents that can help us and mingle with our Korean designers so that they can start a career in Korea and eventually go back after that to the studios in Delhi, in New Delhi, or in Hyderabad, so that we can have a complete set of skills integrated. And this is a program that we are about to launch now, how to attract people fresh out of school to start the experience in Korea. I discovered Korea very late, and it gave me a new career. I believe that this is my second life, and it opened me so many doors and so many perspectives and horizons that I believe that young designers could benefit a lot from that. And at the same time, having somebody after having this international experience, going back to his own country enriched.
I love that thought. I absolutely love that thought. I think it's very few people will think like this, and it's great for these young designers to have that kind of experience. All right, last question, because I can keep chatting with you, as you know.
Me too.
What did you bring here? Because CDE Classic, it's a great event, and it was very cool to see you and Jackie driving up in this. So tell our viewers about this.
Well, the G90 Grand Coupe is actually the continuous effort to bring a car from the coupe typology into the brand Genesis. You probably remember that we've done this with the EV powertrain, and we had to recognize that it was too early. It was not the right time. And I didn't want to give up on that. So basically I said, all right, not the right time, but I will not give up on the coupe, and we will do one. So what I did is
it was a heck of a show car, though.
Yes, exactly. Don't worry, it's not forgotten. It's like, but I basically took a Genesis G90, or limousine, four-door limousine, and I said, we're going to make a coupe out of it. We're not going to shorten the wheelbase. It's 3.18 meters, and we're going to make a great coupe, an elegant coupe, in almost like a spiritual successor of one of my favorite cars that you see here. And this is great that it's disguised by coincidence there, the Facel Vega 2C Coupe. Look at how elegant, and it has so little design elements. This is for me an iconic vehicle, and this is actually a car which tries to